Lisa can't ever be seen or put better, you can't ever see the characteristics of the body or the character of Lisa. The character of, or the description of the body or the personality of Lisa is something that is described in words in time, and those words of the character are always changing. Some people might like her, some people might hate her, some people might find her patronizing, some people might find her lovely. That's always a movement. There's no actual fixed character. The character is always in movement. And the character depends on the language which is spoken, on who's speaking to who, on the emotions that come up with those words that are talking about the character. It can never be seen. There is no fixed character. There is no fixed personality. That's always moving. There seems to be similarities. The body seems to butter the butter the same way and respond to the lover in the same way and like certain things and not other things. But this isn't who you are, this character, this description. This is something which is used in human language in order to progress, in order to have a more civilized civilization. It's not an actual somebody, this description. But seemingly it's an important description in order for our society to work, so it appears. But it's something that's always moving, always changing, growing, moving, seemingly. When this character, with all its habits and conditioning and genetics and comparisons and belief systems and thoughts, is taken to be who you are, then suffering begins. What begins to happen is this separation happens, and rather than there just being what is, life, expression, and no expression simultaneously, rather than it just being that, there becomes this veil, or this once removed imagination, which is energetical, view on the world. Suddenly it becomes, you are inside, you know what's happening, you know the way things are, and you're also constantly imagining yourself knowing it all in some weird way. So it becomes abstract. And it really feels like that is who you are, and that there's some form of soul inside these bodies, and that there's somebody viewing this world. And there's somebody having lots of experiences, there's somebody understanding what Lisa's talking about, there's somebody that's grown for 30, 40, 50, 60 years, there's somebody that's progressed, there's somebody that's going somewhere. But it's a lie. That's all conceptual, which has become energetical, an energetic expression of I am a separate body walking around in a separate world. I know things, I have things, I'm going somewhere. People know who I am. I want people to think a certain way of me. Who? How could who you are be a description that's moving? How could you be someone that's vulnerable, somebody that's not good enough, somebody that's got lots of possessions? But yet this separate entity becomes so strong, it's prepared to go to war to support that identity. It's prepared to kill for that identity. Just someone disagreeing with it in the supermarket or not driving fast enough on the motorway can bring up this immense amount of rage. They are obstructing my way. They are doing something to me. They shouldn't do it. So convinced that it could be any other way than what it is, that you or them could act differently and are separate from everything else. So convinced that the body can affect other things. So there's somebody driving slowly on the motorway, which is annoying the body, and it's going around this dance. Why don't they drive faster? They shouldn't do that. Who do they think they are? Could that person drive like that if there wasn't a sun, if there wasn't rain, if there wasn't the wind, if there wasn't oxygen, if there wasn't bacteria, if there wasn't dead animals to eat? Or does it require everything that's ever happened and ever gonna happen for that moment to appear? There is nothing which is separate. This is absolute love, expressing, creating the most divine painting. Boo la la, tonight's the night of love. And the crazy thing is, the most mysterious part of it all is, even though all of this is moving, it's also not. Even though all these things are moving and changing from one thing to another thing to another thing, they're also not. Nothing's happening. Isn't that the weirdest bit? Wow.